Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're tackling a topic a bunch of you have been asking about, long-distance relationships, and more specifically, how to actually thrive when you're miles apart, not just, survive. We found a great source with some really solid tips, 5 to be
Yeah.
exact. So, want to jump right in?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so this first tip is all about setting clear expectations from the get-go, which, I mean, sounds pretty straightforward, right? But this source made me realize it's even more important when you're not, like, physically together every day to keep those expectations aligned.
Oh, absolutely. It's like, think of it like building a house. You wouldn't even think about starting without a detailed blueprint, right? And in a long distance relationship, those shared expectations, that's your blueprint. And the best time to start drawing it up is right at the beginning. Talk about those kind of things that might feel a little awkward up front, but can really make or break things down the line. Like, what does emotional support actually look like for each of you when you're miles apart? Or how much communication is actually like ideal during the week? Too much, too little? How do you know? It's about understanding each other's needs and preferences, which, newsflash, can be totally different. And that's okay.
So important. And speaking of staying connected, the next tip
Mm-hmm.
is about making that daily connection a priority,
Mm-hmm.
which, okay, in the age of smartphones, like,
Yeah.
we're all constantly connected anyway.
Right.
So what makes that daily interaction, actually count when you're in a long-distance situation?
It's got to be about quality, not just quantity. It's about those small, everyday moments that you share, even when you're physically apart. Like, imagine sending a quick voice message about, I don't know, something funny you saw on your way to work, or giving them a call just to say goodnight before you go to bed. These little things add up, they make the distance feel a little less vast.
Totally. It's like you're still part of each other's daily lives.
Okay, and this next one really hit home for me. Planning future visits. I mean, knowing there's a concrete date on the calendar when you get to actually see each other,
Yes.
it does make the distance feel a little less daunting. It's huge, honestly. It's like having that light at the end of the tunnel, that shared goal you're both working towards, even if it's months away, knowing there's a set date for that reunion, it does wonders for, like, morale.
Definitely. Okay, moving on to a big one.
Right.
Trust, which, let's be real, it's essential in any relationship, but when you throw distance into the mix,
Oh, it's even more
it
important.
can be a real make or break
For
factor.
sure. And this source really emphasized open and honest communication as, like, the foundation of that trust.
Which makes sense.
If something's bothering you, even if it seems small or insignificant, talk about it. Don't let those little things fester.
Exactly.
And being transparent about your social life can go a long way, too.
Oh, yeah, like where you are, who you're with.
Exactly. Just those little reassurances can make a world of difference.
For sure. Okay, last but not least, the importance of staying positive. I love this one because it's so easy to get bogged down in the challenges of long distance,
Absolutely.
but focusing on the good stuff, that's key.
It's all about perspective, isn't it? Long distance can be tough, no doubt, but it also often means you've found something pretty special, a love that's worth all the effort. Focus on that, on the joy of eventually being together. And celebrate those little victories along the way, like getting through a tough week or having an amazing visit. Those moments, those are what make it all worthwhile.
Totally.
As we wrap up, it's important to remember that these are all guidelines, great starting points. But each relationship, it's like its own unique adventure, right?
Yeah.
What works for one couple might not work for another. So communicate, be flexible, and remember you're on the same team. Just like with any relationship, really.
So well said. That's a great place to end it.
Thanks for another great deep dive.
Yeah, this was great.